Assalamualaikum, hi guys. We are from KPM Molek. So today we are gonna present about microeconomics elasticity. But before that, let me introduce myself and other my members. So my name is Azif, and we have Danish.
Hi.
And this is Nuraini.
Hi.
And this is Hanan. So let's watch.
Alright, the definition of elasticity. Elasticity is a measure of responsiveness of a variable quantity demanded or supply to a change in one of its determinants. It means if we as a producer we want to know what is the consumer response about their product or service. But if we a consumer, the producer wants to know how their service and product affect to the consumer. Next, there are 4 types of elasticity. First, we have price. Second, we have income. Third, we have cost price, and fourth, we have supply.
The first type of elasticity is price elasticity of demand. Price elasticity of demand can be defined as the degree of responsiveness of quantity demanded to change in price, ceteris paribus. It measures how sensitive the quantity demands when there is a change in price. Okay, as we can see, the formula is percentage change in quantity demand is divided by percentage change in price. In microeconomics, there are 5 types of price elasticity of demand. The first one is perfectly inelastic. The coefficient is E equal to 0. Okay. Perfectly inelastic is when a quantity demanded does not change as the price changes. Okay, let's take insulin as the example of this type of elasticity. When the price of insulin is increased by 10%, there is no change in quantity demanded because diabetic patient cannot change their consumption on insulin based on the price. Okay. Second one is perfectly elastic. The coefficient is E equal to infinity. Okay. Perfectly elastic is when a small percentage change in the price leads to an infinite percentage change in the quantity demanded. Okay. As we can see from the graph, the curve of quantity demand is perfectly horizontal. Okay. When the price is at 5 ringgit, the unit is at 2. Okay. When there is a change in price, whether increase or decrease, there will be 0 at quantity unit. Okay. The third one is unitary. The coefficient is E equal to 1. Okay. A unitary is when a change in the price of good will bring about a proportionate change in the quantity demand. It's meant when the proportional, it means same. Okay, let's take a digital camera as one of its examples. Okay, when the price of digital camera increased by 5%, the quantity demanded will fall by 5%. Okay. Next one is elastic. Elastic is the coefficient is E more than 1. Okay. The small percentage in the price of good will lead to a larger percentage change in the quantity demand. Okay, we take compact disc as example. When the price of compact disc increase 5%, the quantity demanded will fall by 10%. We can see there is a large of percentage fall when the price of compact disc just increase a little bit high. Okay, next. The last one is inelastic. Okay, the coefficient is E is less than 1. Okay. Inelastic is when large percentage change in the price of a product will lead to a smaller percentage change in the quantity demanded. Okay, for example, gasoline is one of the inelastic product or good. Okay, when the price of gasoline increase, okay, and based on the graph, it increased 6%. It only fall 2% of the quantity demanded. Okay.
So next, let me see the determinant of price elasticity of demand. So the first one is substitute. When a substitute exists in the product, so we as consumer can respond to a price change by expenditure away from the good. Let's take example like chicken and beef. If the chicken, the price is constant, but the beef, the price of the beef is decreased, so we as consumer will buy the beef rather than the chicken. So it's more elastic in the beef. So the second point is percentage of income. Goods or services upon which household spend a large proportion of their income tend to be more elastic demand than a small item. So such as a shoe polish. Okay. So the third one is necessities versus luxuries. It is sometimes said the necessities are more inelastic, but the luxuries are more elastic. So let's take a look. The next is time. For many goods and services, the demand are more elastic in the long run rather than the short run, because it takes time to respond to the price change. So the last one is habit. Let's take example. Habitual smokers and drinkers tend to have more inelastic for cigarettes and liquor. Respectively, they disregard to change in the price of the good because these goods are necessities of them. For them, the cigarettes are important to them, so they are not agree if the price are changed.
Alright guys, next we have income elasticity of demand. The definition of income elasticity of demand can be defined as the degree of responsiveness of quantity demanded to change in income. As you can see, the formula about income elasticity of demand is percentage change in quantity demanded over percentage change in income equals to quantity demanded new minus quantity demand owed over quantity demand owed, divided by price owed over price new minus price owed. Next, we have type of income elasticity of demand. First, we have positive income elasticity. Therefore, there are three types of positive income elasticity. First, we have unitary income elasticity of demand. When there is an increase in income, demand will increase proportionately. It's only workable in theory. It means this unitary income elasticity will be work only in theory but not in the real life situation. Next, we have inelastic income elasticity. A change in income will bring about a less than proportionate change in demand. For example, this type of demand will be a normal good such as food and clothes in general. Next, we have elastic income elasticity of demand. A small change in income will bring about a more than proportionate change in demand. It means, for example, we take luxury goods. If the income rise, the quantity demanded of luxury goods like gold, jewelry and BMW car, Mercedes car, Ferrari car, Porsche, Lamborghini, like that will be increased also. If you guys can see, the income rise about 20% and the quantity demanded increase 60%. Next, we have negative income elasticity. As income rise, demand for goods will decrease. For example, inferior goods like carrot and used car will decrease. If you guys can see this diagram of income increase from price 1 to price 2, and the quantity of demand will decrease from Q1 to Q2.
Okay, next is zero income elasticity. As the income rises, the demand for goods will remain the same. Okay, as you guys can see the graph, the income are increased but the quantity of demand are constant. Still.
Cross elasticity of demand. Cross price elasticity of demand can be defined as the degree of responsiveness of quantity demanded of good A to change in price of good B. It means a change in price of one good will lead a change in price, a change in demand for good for another good. The equation to calculate the coefficient of cross elasticity is the percentage change in quantity demanded of good A over percentage change in price of good B. The formula is the new quantity demand for A minus by the old quantity demand for A over by the old quantity demand for A divided by the old price for B over the new price of B minus by the old price of for B. Goods that are identified as complementary good usually have negative coefficiency. Meanwhile, goods that are substitute goods always have positive coefficiency. There are three types of cross price elasticity. The first one is positive cross price elasticity. The coefficient is E more than 0. As price of good B rise, demand for good A will increase. For example, when price of coffee increase, consumers are more likely to buy tea, so the quantity demand for tea will increase. The second one is negative cross price elasticity. The coefficient is E less than 0, which is mean the increase in the price of good B will lead to fall in the amount demand of good A. For example, cars and petrol are complementary goods. So when the price of cars increase, the demand for for petrol will decrease. The quantity demand. Okay. And last. So the last one is zero cross price elasticity. The coefficient is E equal to 0. It is an increase in the price of good B will not affect the amount demanded of good A. For example, the price of sugar increase, so the amount demanded of cars will remain the same. In this case, the products are not related in any way.
Alright guys, thank you for watching our video and our presentation. I hope you guys understand what we are present about microeconomic elasticity. We from Kolej Profesional Ayer Molek, we want to thank you to all you guys who watching this video, and that's all from us.